of depression in people over 65. So we want to screen for that early. At the Welcome to Medicare Physical, we also discuss your future plans. So we want to know, do you have a living will? And what is a living will? A living will is the document that you would make where you say what you would do and what you would want done if you were So that would tell us what you want and what things you would want done if you were ever rendered incapacitated. So that's things like, do you want chest compressions if your heart was to stop beating? Do you want a tube down your throat if you were to stop breathing? Do you want blood products like a blood transfusion? Would you want extended life-saving measures to be taken? Some people don't want, they say, if it's my time, I want to go. Don't try to do anything to bring me back. Whereas other people want you to try a lot of things. Hey, Dr. Shanika, thanks for joining in. So we're going to discuss end-of-life care. We want to discuss it early. I know that can be a difficult conversation to have, but it does need to be had, because if you don't have it while you're well, then when things do occur, we won't know what to do. Your family won't know what to do. At that time, we also discuss things like, do you have a power of attorney? Do you have someone that will make those decisions for you that you've already discussed your future plans with? You've already told either your child or your spouse or someone that's close to you what things that you would want done if you were rendered incapacitated. And then not only do you want to tell someone and make them a power of attorney, but you also want to write it down yourself. Now, things like living wills can be done with the lawyer, but you can also go online and download the forms yourself, like on LegalZoom.com. They have living wills and power of attorney forms that you can fill out yourself, and then just go get it notarized. And once it's notarized, it becomes a legal document, okay? And then you can change those living wills and those power of attorneys anytime you so please. All you have to do is, again, get it notarized, and then that becomes a legal document, all right? So we go over your end-of-life care and what you would want done at the end of life, all right? We also discuss, like I said, so you get an EKG done. We're going to discuss depression screening and anxiety screening. We're going to do end-of-life care, healthcare power of attorney, living wills, and then we also want to discuss what's the final one? There's 4 things. Let's see: living will, depression screening, EKG. And we want to do a wellness, health, to make sure that things are healthy. So we're going to ask things like, do you have stairs at your home? If you do you have handrails? If you don't have handrails, can we get them installed? Because you don't want to fall down the steps. We know that increased incidence of hip fractures can occur as we get older from things like falls. We want to ask, do you have rugs on their floor? Not just carpet, but rugs, like floor rugs, like throw rugs, because throw rugs can be a slip and fall hazard. Let's say you're walking and the floor rug, the throw rug can slide out from under you and you can fall, break a hip. So we want to know if you have throw rugs. If you do have throw rugs, can you go and get the mat put under them so that it's a grip mat that grips the floor so that it prevents the slippage, all right? So those are the things we want to make sure that you can. It's called the get up and go test, where you stand up and you're able to walk. We want to make sure that you're able to stand up and walk, and that we time that, and we see how long it takes you to be able to stand up from a seated position and walk forward. And if you have problems doing that, then we can get some assistance for you. Sometimes you need things like a chair lift to help lift you up out of your chair. We want to make sure that you're able to walk and propel. We want to make sure that you don't need assistive devices like a cane or a walker, and then what type of cane that you need. There are different types of canes depending on what medical ailments you have. There are different types of walkers. There are rollator walkers. There are walkers that have seats. There's walkers that you actually have to pick up and then move. There's ones that you can just roll. There's ones that have brakes. So we want to do an assessment of your mobility and make sure that you are able to get around okay. If you do need some assistive devices, then we want to be able to get those ordered for you. All right. So we're going to assess your safety. Make sure that you have lights in all of the rooms. Make sure that you have smoke detectors. Make sure that you have that you're not, that your stove is safe. We want to make sure that you have handrails. We want to make sure that you don't have throw rugs. We want to make sure that then we're going to do, sometimes if we need to, a memory exam. So what we call a mini mental status exam, to make sure that mentally that things are where they need to be mentally, that you are able to remember things enough to be safe. Now we know that as people get older, they're all going to have what we call